So I actually am traveling to Vegas, and because I'm in Vegas and they give me 1 day for prep, and I don't actually need it, I said I'm gonna come to Stickman Sound.
Yay!
To come hang out with Fernando, and we're here.
Here you are.
Here we are.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, I got the tour. It's a beautiful place. If you're in Vegas, come on out. This is actually really clean and organized shop. It's really great to kind of have a lot of fun. But I want to talk to Fernando about commercial work, and because we've never actually done anything on the blog about how you approach commercial work and dealing with a lot of clients on set, this is the perfect kind of opportunity. Because you guys you do commercials in Vegas, right?
We do a lot of commercials in Vegas. Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of open land for those race cars, and
Yep. They like closing the strip late at night.
oh, I can imagine.
Bringing people out to shoot fun stuff. Yeah.
So how do you approach pre-production for a commercial differently? Is there any steps, any questions in your emails back and forth with producers that makes it a unique experience?
No, not really. I mean, I pretty much approach every shoot the same way. So the first thing I want to know is, what are you shooting? And
Okay.
I always tell my clients, please give me the worst case scenario. So, like, is the entire agency going to show up and I need to have 50 Comtex available? Or is this going to be down and dirty? Is it going to be small and I can make do with half a dozen of them and I still have some spares? You know, that kind of thing. So I always, anytime I'm doing any job, it doesn't matter the genre or whatever, I'm always asking the client for worst case scenario. Are you going to have 50 talent on set so that I know I need to bring a bigger mixer and more tracks of record with me? Or is my standard 6 series Sound Devices mixer or something like that going to be adequate?
Yeah.
Also, I like to know how mobile do I need to be? A lot of times, especially anymore, there used to be a day where we would do 1, maybe 2 locations in a day, and that would give us more than enough time for all of the creatives to get all their ideas out, and nobody was rushing. Those days don't really exist as much anymore. Clients want to squeeze 3 locations into a day.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for me as a sound mixer? That means that I'm not on a cart a lot of times. I might take a cart with me, but I'm not built onto it because
You're not doing the rolling rack cards anymore. You're doing like a back style card.
more frequently than not. I'm still a big fan of mixing on faders, so anytime I can mix on faders, that is always my preference. It's just, I'm old school that way. And so if I can, especially if I've got the manpower to move the gear and be comfortable and all that other stuff, I will take that route. I'm that guy. But I also believe in efficiency and providing my client with great service. So if that means I got to schlep it over my shoulder so that they're waiting on somebody other than sound, that's my goal.
Right.
Right.
Plus, that's just more craft services.
Right.
We
Yeah.
can get it done earlier.
And I
yeah.
need it.
Like,
I need it. It's been a slow summer, ladies and gentlemen.
So we asked for worst case scenario. We plan for worst case scenario. We get the set. You talked about if you bring 50 Comtex versus 10, there's a slightly difference. We talked earlier in kind of the pre-interview. What is your kind of on-set preference when it comes to managing Comtex?
If it's a small amount and it's just me and a boom guy, or even sometimes if it's just me, I'll handle it myself and I'll shake people's hands and get to know who they are and I'll know who has them. If it's a really big job, I might get some assistance from production and we'll do a sign-out sheet, kind of like people do with walkies.
Okay.
One of the things we always do here in the shop too is we prep all the gear in the shop and we pre-label everything. So if we have a dozen Comtex that are going in the field, they're labeled 1 through 12.
Nice.
Um,
So you're labeling 1 through 12 just for the gig?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, every single job is custom. So
Okay.
if it's 5 Comtex on this one and 10 on this one, it's not going to go out. There's not going to be 2 ones because I took a mishmash of 2 different kits. It's
Right.
going to be 1 through 10.
So you're not going to accidentally, when you come here, you're not going to get like, I've assigned you number 30, number 42, number 7.
Right.
It's going to be this.
Right.
And you guys got the serial numbers written down as to
Right,
what
right.
really.
Yeah, we have all of our checkout
Yeah.
stuff for the shop side of things. But as far as production flow, we have a P-Touch, and we're not afraid to use it.
No, that's actually probably a really good tip. I own a P-Touch, love it.
Everybody should have a P-Touch.
That's the one little piece of gear I don't think a lot of people are buying.
Right.
And they're not expecting that expendable of the label tape.
Yeah, and that's important. I put it just about on every job. I'll ask for a roll, even if I use 2 or 3, right? Because we kind of consider it to be like revolving inventory. It's very rare you're going to use a whole roll of any kind of tape on any one job. So if you order them on every job that you're going to do, or every other job that you're going to do, production is still going to pay that expense, and then you're always going to have those supplies.
Yeah, I mean, a P-Touch, I mean, you're talking like $14 to $20 for a basic roll.
Right.
It's not anything that's crazy, but I know I like the idea of adding a label to every Comtech for the gig.
We do the same thing on our microphones too. If I'm doing a commercial shoot and you send me a script and storyboards, I'm going to label my transmitter. This is John's mic, this is Bob Mike's, this is Barbara's mic. That way when I get to set, even if my boom guy hasn't had an opportunity to read the script, or even more importantly, if I'm doing one of those on my own, I know who gets every microphone. My tracks match the label on the transmitter, everything.
And you do all that on your prep day.
Absolutely.
The day before. So like you're not walking on the set going, oh, our side say we have 5 people today. Well, let me start assigning those and I'll give that list to my A2. You've already walked on set and you're ready to go.
9 times out of 10, yeah, we'll prep all the stuff ahead of time if I'm working on a production that is going to get me all that information ahead of time. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of productions that aren't going to give you all the information that you're going to need, and so I'll just go ahead and label it, maybe RF 1 through 5, right? But then as soon as I get to set and I do get the sides, I know, okay, John is 1, right? And then at least we have a basis that I'm not having to go 545.2 is John,
yeah,
right? At least the transmitter itself has got the RF1 on it or mic 1 on it or some kind of a label on it. So
I love that concept.
We can identify it.
Because there's so many times where you get the set and I've A2'd for people and we're both scrambling because it's a reality shoot. They have contestants. We're kind of figuring out who's ready, who actually showed up on site for the competition and who's still running late for the day. And we're like, okay, well, you showed up first, so you're getting number 1.
Right.
And it's like, cool, I write it all down. But yeah, having that pre-done, I mean, that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, we do all of that stuff from our wireless coordination. Whenever we do any jobs, we do all of our coordination, all of our wireless leads pre-coordinated, and we always program extra frequencies. So if you get to that area and one frequency that we gave you just isn't working, we've always got spares already pre-programmed in the gear.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is it's already programmed in the receivers, for example. So then you just need to make a change on your transmit cell.
Yeah, you talked about that during the reality stuff at the Electrosonic booth at NAB, which will have the talks up at the blog, the YouTube 2 videos that were done. That was actually a wonderful thing. I got to sit in on one of those, and that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. It's a great video. If you need like an hour to go, do it. But yeah, go watch the videos. They're really, really fun. So we've got the Comtechs assigned. Now let's talk about camera mixes.
Okay.
Sometimes commercials are no longer shot with just the one camera, and we're feeding it the mix. Sometimes we have multiple cameras. Now we've got camera hops, IFBs, director IFBs, boom op sends. How do you manage some of that kind of stuff?
So basically, if I'm doing a commercial, I'm essentially generating 2 mixes. I'm doing my camera mix, and that same exact mix is going to video assist, and that exact same mix is also going to my Comtechs. Right? So all 3 of those sources are getting the same mix, and then I do another mix for my boom op, which of course has our intercom, so that we can communicate with each other. But that is the basic. Like, nobody asked for anything crazy. That's what I'll do. A lot of times we're doing, you'll have, like you said, multiple cameras, so you'll have an Alexa or an Amira or something like that as a main camera that's shooting, but then they'll decide at the last minute they're going to add an F55, which is still a really nice camera, or a DSLR or something like that. We might throw, let's say, an ERX on one camera versus a big boy hop on another, and then, like if it's a DSLR, we'll do a mono mix. Always label it reference mix. Do not use, right? Because it sounds like crap at the end of the day. Let's be real. And then we'll put time code on channel 2. So we'll do a mono mix on channel 1, time code on channel 2, so they can extract that time code. And then now their cameras are syncable, and you don't have to do that kind of slating.
I
drives us crazy.
Right. I hate that. Though I'm having to relearn all that because I'm learning VR.
Right.
And time code in VR isn't a thing anymore because a lot of those cameras don't offer it.
Right.
Or they do, and you've got like 20 of them.
Right, and none of them sync.
and none of them are synced.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
they're all
just like
GoPros.
DSLRs.
And it's really interesting to give back, and I'm actually currently designing a Bloop Slate just for VR.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I can't snap.
That's cool.
I can't do I can't, this doesn't work. He can do it, I can't. So I'm like, okay, Bloop Slate, bloop. Because I'm
funny.
I'm lazy. So we've got the Comtex, they're out, we've got the mixes set up. When it comes to the end of day, what does a wrap for a commercial kind of look like, if there's any kind of differences versus normal production?
Basically what I do, if let's say we're doing a traditional commercial shoot, it's myself and let's say it's just a two-man crew, myself and a boom op.
Yeah.
Basically, my boom operator, or if I'm booming on that one, because I'll do both, I don't really care one way or the other what I'm doing. Grab the microphones, grab the Comtex. That is generally boom responsibility, unless it's so crazy we need to have an all hands on deck kind of thing. Meanwhile, your mixer will be finalizing paperwork, getting final notes, getting the sound report finished, and then handing all of that information over to the DIT. And then what I do is I always, and this is a stickman policy, not necessarily a Fernando Delgado policy, but we always back everything up here. So even when that equipment comes back to the shop, we still dump all the audio down onto our personal drives and back everything up.
Sure, I mean, yeah, I think a lot of us do that. And personally, I like to then send a quick little email to them like 2 months later saying, hey, I still have your audio. Not only have what you've done is tell them, hey, I've got a backup, don't worry, you guys are good.
Yeah, that's a good
But
idea.
hey, this is my email, this is my name. If you
Yeah.
remember me, this is what I do. And it's a
Yeah.
great way to follow up with clients without being like, hey, I'm available.
Right. Yeah. And we'll in addition to sending the sound report along with the DIT and the rest of the media, I'll follow up the next day, depending on what time we wrap, or maybe that same night, with a digital copy of the sound report, and I'll email all the important people that need to have that information. And sometimes if I met somebody on that shoot that kind of falls in the gray area, well, should they get it or not? I'll just include them anyway. That way they know that I'm being diligent about what I need to be doing.
Yeah, plus, I
Right.
mean, no one's ever complained like, oh, I've got this Excel file with all these names in
But,
it.
and you also never know where the next gig is going to come from. So
Right.
even though this person may not need it, them just knowing that you're completing your work and you're diligent about it might be enough reason for them to refer you for the next job.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times that's really what it's all about. Is not just getting the job done to the best that you're able to get it done to, but it's kind of sealing the deal with your clients and letting them, okay, here's everything that you need. If you need anything else, just let us know because I'm here for you. You know, a lot of times people are just like, later, dude, that was fun, peace
Yeah.
out, and they're gone, and there's no, like, there's got to be a thank you. They did something for you, you did something for them. There's got to be a goodbye. I mean, I'm pretty big on that. I'll stick around even if somebody's having a conversation and just be like, look, thank you very much for letting me be part of your team, even if it's just for one day. If you ever need anything else, you know, hit me up, let me know. I'm here for you. My team is here for you.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion also. Well, like I said, I mean, that was it. We're kind of learning all about what makes commercial production a little bit different than narrative and reality.
Yeah, it's a good conversation too. But talking about not technical stuff is just as important as it is talking about the technical stuff.
I think it's more important because technical stuff you can read in a book. I mean, let's face it. A lot of what we do is 100% trainable.
Yeah,
It's
for
the
the most part.
other things that you won't read in a book,
Yeah,
like
you're right,
hey,
right.
shaking someone's hand, doing follow-up emails afterwards,
Right.
finishing the job to the very end.
Right.
That's something that they don't teach in film school. Like I actually sat in on one of those career days at your old college.
Right.
I got called back to one, and they were like, Andrew, can you tell us what you know? And I'm like, well, who here knows Pro Tools? And like literally everyone's hand went up, and I'm like, cool, none of you are unique. And they were all like, looked frightened. And I'm
Right.
like, well, if I need a project, I could call any of you. But which one of you do I want to hang out with for 14 hours in a post-production room?
Right.
It's your uniqueness, the way you do your job, that's
Right.
really why you get hired.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's your attitude. And
100%.
do you want to be there? Do you not want to be there? Is this really what you want to be doing, or are you daydreaming the whole time, wishing that you were off doing something else? Personally, being on set is my happy spot, and I get weird looks all the time because while I'm prepping, I'll be.
Do you ever feel like it's not real? Like you're waiting to wake up one day going, okay, I have an office job.
No, because I've been doing it for so damn long. I think if I had a real job, I would think that was unreal. Because I've been doing I started off doing theater in high school,
Yeah.
and I've never had like a real job other than like bussing tables to get myself through school or whatever. So
I worked at a coffee shop in college.
I live in
and that was
breed
about it.
entertainment, and the idea of doing anything else just it's hard for me to imagine.
I don't know
I'm
how
an odd
Power.
American.
I don't know how PowerPoint works.
I don't either.
Like, I
Every
really-
time you say the word PowerPoint and I get sleepy.
Yeah, like I'm sitting there going, I don't know if I could use a computer for data entry like what other people do in this world.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm always going to be poor,
Right. Well,
because I'm a starving artist.
yeah, don't have to be poor to be a artist.
No, but I'll never be a stockbroker. I'll never wear a suit.
Well, don't say never. You've done corporate work.
I've done corporate
that
work,
happens.
yes.
I've,
No.
I've been on set in a tuxedo before. It's
Yeah,
happened.
yes. Oh yes. Yes. I used to have a boss who, if we were interviewing a CEO, for example, Rave Cinemas, the number 3 largest cinema
Right.
theater chain, we were interviewing the CEO, which happened a lot. The whole crew, and my early part of my career, I was a grip, and I gripped in a 3-piece
Oh yeah.
because the CEO's wearing a suit. You wear a suit too.
I'll tell you what, man. You work the Oscars. You might not be nominated for anything, and you might not actually get inside the building where the Oscars are happening. But if you're anywhere near the red carpet, you're in a tux.
Yeah.
And that I've been there. And it's fun. I've got some great pictures of video engineers that are always wearing Hawaiian shirts and really beautiful tuxedos. So yeah,
Yeah.
it happens sometimes.
No, it is. It's sometimes it's good to have conversations that aren't about the technicals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hey man, thanks for visiting. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you. And keep
Take care.
keep watching what we do here at Wave Report, and keep reading our blog post.